All right, let's jump right in. You and I, we use the word real all the time, right? But what if the way we use it is kind of like using a sledgehammer for surgery? A bit clumsy. Well, today we're going to dig into this really cool framework from Arreqqana philosophy that gives us a much sharper, way more powerful set of tools to figure out what's real and what's not. It all starts with a sentence like this. I bet you've heard something like it. Maybe you've even said it yourself. And it feels true, doesn't it? It sounds powerful. It has this weight to it. Seems pretty simple. But is it really? And that is the question that just blows the whole thing wide open. The Arreqqana tradition, it really challenges us to look deeper, to stop just accepting this incredibly complicated idea as a simple fact. So let's take them up on that challenge. And here's the core idea that changes everything. Instead of thinking of real as like an on-off switch, it's either real or it isn't, Arreqqana philosophy says, nope, reality has different, distinct layers. Something can be totally real in one sense, but not at all in another. Okay, so to really get this, we've got to break the word real down into its parts. There are 4 fundamental layers of existence that we need to wrap our heads around. Let's get into them. First up, we've got the one we all know best, rutekka, or physical reality. This is pretty straightforward. It's the world of stuff, of things you can touch and weigh and measure. A rock, a tree, your own hand. If it's physically there, it's rutekka. It just is. Next, we move inside to Qhivath. You can think of this as emotional reality, or maybe authentic reality. You know when you ask someone to be real with you? This is what you're asking for. It's the truth of genuine feelings, of someone's inner convictions. It might not be physical, but wow, its power is absolutely real. And then we got to Qhivath, social reality. And honestly, this one is so fascinating because it runs almost everything in our world. Just think about it for a second. Money, laws, the lines on a map, a job title. You can't touch any of those things like you can touch a rock, right? They're only real because we, as a society, have all just agreed that they're real. Their power is 100% based on our shared belief. And finally, we get to the most abstract layer, Norveth, or spiritual reality. This is the big one. This is for truths that exist beyond what we can see or what we can agree on. We're talking about the big questions, right? Is there a deeper meaning? Is there a purpose to it all? Norveth is about that deep, underlying connection between everything, even when you can't prove it with a ruler or a social contract. So let's do a super quick recap. We've got the 4 kinds of real: the physical, the emotional, the social, and the spiritual. From here on out, the most important question you can ask is, okay, but real in which layer? Okay. Now that we have these layers, we can start to build up to a much, much bigger idea. See, it's not just about pointing to which layer something is in. It's about seeing how those layers work together to create what the Arreqqana call truth. And here it is, Qhivath. This is the master concept. See, in this way of thinking, truth isn't just a fact sitting in one of the layers. It's a state of deep alignment. A claim is only truly Qhivath when it lines up, when it holds strong across the physical, emotional, and social layers, and, crucially, when it holds up to its own consequences. But of course, if we're going to have a good definition for truth, we need some good words for what isn't truth. And just like the word real, the word untrue isn't so simple either. There are some really important distinctions we need to make. So it all comes down to intent. Check this out. On the left, you have vahkar, which is fake. This is a deliberate, malicious break in that alignment. It's a lie, plain and simple. But on the right, you've got sarantava, performed, which is something totally different. Think of an actor in a play or a priest in a ceremony. It's a role, and everyone involved knows it's a role. The performance only becomes a fake when it tries to pretend it's the real thing. And then there's this middle ground called neurovel, or illusion. An illusion is something that looks real, it might even feel coherent for a second, but the moment you start testing it against the other layers, it just falls apart. It's unstable. It's not necessarily a malicious lie like a fake is, but it's definitely not the truth. So here they all are, side by side. Truth, that's all about alignment. A fake is about intentional misalignment. An illusion is just unstable. And a performance is an honest, agreed-upon role. Just having these specific words gives us so much more precision in a world that's just full of noise. Okay, so we've got our new toolkit, we have these powerful new ideas. Now let's go all the way back to the beginning, back to that statement about the real leader. We're finally ready to take it apart properly. And this quote from the philosopher Poppy just nails it. That leader, yeah, they are socially real, Qhivath, because a ton of people believe in them, and their power has a real material effect on the world, making it Tekoru. But neither of those things automatically means their leadership is true, with a capital T in the sense of Qhivath.
And this is why all of this matters so much. This isn't just a fun little word game. It's an ethical framework. It's a moral one. Because if we just decide that anything powerful must be true, we stop questioning. We train ourselves to just follow whatever works, instead of searching for that deeper alignment. This whole framework is a tool for thinking critically.
So the big question is, how do we actually find this alignment? Well, Peppy gives us a super practical guide called the 3 checks. It's awesome. First, does it hold up in the physical world? Can you test it? Second, does it ring true in our actual lived experience? Does it feel authentic? And third, and this one is maybe the most important of all, how does it play out over time? What are the consequences? If something passes all 3 of those checks, then you're probably looking at real truth, at Qhivath. So let's boil all of this down to the single most important idea we've talked about. It's a really fundamental shift in how we can look at the world around us. This is it. This is the takeaway. Don't get swept away by how loud something is, or how many people are shouting it, or how much power it seems to have. Instead, ask, is it aligned? Is it coherent? Does it hold true across the different layers of reality? That is the real question. And we'll leave it on this final, really powerful thought. Just because something is present, whether it's physically there, socially powerful, or emotionally gripping, that doesn't automatically make it true. Understanding that reality has layers, well, that gives you the power to tell the difference.